Yep.
Yes.
Great. Is it working? That's nice. Here we are in Calais, and we've just done some amazing work. This is an amazing board. We've been looking at these words already, just, ever, yet, and never. These are words that we really use a great deal for present perfect, and not for many other tenses. There are exceptions, but I don't want to talk about that right now. So here we go. We've got the word already. Now we use already when you think something hasn't happened, but it has. It's a real one of these surprise things. Oh, can you wash your hair? Oh, I've already done it. Oh, okay, I didn't notice that, yeah? And we had loads of ideas around that, around the already. You know, they've already finished the exercise. I'm really surprised because this was a difficult exercise. I thought it would take you much longer. So there's always some surprise around this. Yeah, and yeah, you can ask it as a question. Have you already done that? I'm really surprised that you were so quick. Just for something that happened a moment ago. I've just bought some croissants and they're still warm and fresh and delicious. And of course you could use it as a question as well. Have you just done that? Wow, thank you very much for doing it. So yeah, it's all about something that happened a moment ago. Here's an experience. Have you ever played basketball? It's one of those experience questions. Yeah, I've played basketball, I've played this, I've done this. And it was really nice because you guys figured out that you could also use it as a negative. He hasn't ever learned to drive. Will he in the future? I don't know. He just hasn't ever done that. So you can use it as a question experience. Have you ever done this? Or you could use it as a negative experience. He hasn't ever learnt to drive. And let me just skip on to number 5. Never is also for something that hasn't happened, just like this one. But for never, you always have to use it in the positive. He has never learnt to drive. Okay? So here, he hasn't ever learnt to drive. That's an experience he hasn't ever had. And here is exactly the same experience, but we just use slightly different English. He has never learnt to drive. Okay? And the last one, back to number 4, if something hasn't happened yet, we can use this in the negative. And we do it because even though it hasn't happened yet, it will happen one day. So he hasn't learned to drive yet, but he's taking lessons, he's trying, it will happen. And then Natalie added this great one. He still hasn't learned to drive yet. And if you use the word still, it's like I'm getting a bit impatient. You know, he's had 30 lessons, 4 tests, he's failed them all, and he still hasn't learned to drive yet, and I'm getting really annoyed. And of course, you could, just like all of these, you can use them as questions, you know. Has he learnt to drive yet? I'm still wondering, has it happened yet? So yeah, good. I mean, that's about it. I think that's really good work. Thank you for the extra information that you've had.